What if I told you that every single plant you own could survive for up to 2 weeks without you? No neighbor checking in, no expensive automatic watering system, and no coming home to a graveyard of dead plants. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 proven methods to keep your plants alive while you're on vacation. Some of these cost absolutely nothing. One of them uses something most people only associate with hospitals, and it is hands down the most precise plant watering system you can build at home for almost zero money. By the time this video ends, you will know exactly which method fits your specific plant, your specific pot size, and your specific trip length, so you never lose another plant to a vacation again. Stay with me, because method 3 alone is worth watching this entire video for. I'll come back to that method shortly, but first, let's understand why potted plants struggle so much in the first place. Because once you understand the problem, every solution on this list will make complete sense. Here is something most plant owners don't realize. Potted plants dry out dramatically faster than plants growing in the ground, and it's not because you're doing anything wrong. When a plant grows in garden soil, its roots reach deep into the earth, where moisture stays cool and stable even on the hottest days. But a potted plant only has access to the small volume of soil inside its container. That soil heats up quickly in sunlight, and as it heats, moisture evaporates rapidly from both the surface and through the sides of terracotta pots. A small terracotta pot sitting on a sunny balcony on a hot summer day can go completely bone dry in as little as 2 to 3 hours. Even a larger pot in indirect light can dry out within a day. This is why standard advice like water before you leave simply doesn't work for trips longer than a day or 2. You need a system that delivers water continuously and slowly while you're away. And that's exactly what every method in this video does. Let's start with the simplest method, one that costs you absolutely nothing and works with items you already have at home. Take any plastic bottle. A 500 milliliter bottle works for small pots, and a 2-liter bottle works for larger ones. Using a needle, pin, or thin nail, poke 2 to 4 small holes in the bottle cap. The size and number of holes controls the drip speed. Fewer holes means slower drip and longer-lasting water supply. Fill the bottle with water, screw the punctured cap back on tightly, then flip the bottle upside down and push the cap end firmly into the soil of your pot. Push it in at least 3 to 4 centimeters so it stays stable and makes good contact with the soil. The water drips slowly downward through the holes, directly into the root zone where your plant needs it most. Because the flow is gravity-fed and controlled by the hole size, it self-regulates. As the soil absorbs water, the drip slows. As the soil dries, gravity pulls more water through. A 500 milliliter bottle typically lasts 2 to 3 days for a small pot. A 2-liter bottle can last 4 to 5 days for a medium pot. For a longer trip, use multiple bottles per pot or use the larger bottle size. Technical tip: test this setup 24 hours before you leave. Press your finger into the soil after 12 hours. It should feel consistently damp but not waterlogged. If it feels too wet, reduce the number of holes. Now, here's an upgrade to the bottle method that gives you far more control over the water flow, and it's just as cheap and easy to make. Instead of poking holes in the cap, you're going to make one small hole near the bottom or lower side of the bottle, using a heated needle or thin nail. The hole should be just large enough for a cotton swab to fit through snugly, not loose, not too tight. Push a cotton swab, or a tightly rolled piece of cotton wool, through the hole so that roughly half sits inside the bottle and half extends outside. This cotton acts as a wick, using capillary action to draw water out of the bottle slowly and steadily, rather than relying on gravity and drip holes alone. Place the bottle upright next to your pot and press the cotton end firmly into the soil, or bury it slightly for even better contact with the root zone. Fill the bottle with water and seal the top with the original cap to slow evaporation from above. Because the cotton fiber physically controls how fast water moves through it, this method releases water significantly more slowly and evenly than standard drip holes, meaning it lasts longer and virtually eliminates overwatering risk. One 1.5-liter bottle set up this way can keep a medium pot consistently hydrated for 5 to 7 days depending on your climate, the plant's thirst level, and how warm your space gets. Technical tip: the tighter the cotton swab fits in the hole, the slower the flow. If your plant is thirsty and needs more water, loosen the swab slightly. If you have a drought-tolerant plant like a succulent, pack the cotton in more tightly to slow it right down. This is the method I promised you at the start, and I want you to pay close attention here, because this is genuinely something most gardening channels have never shown. You know the drip infusion set used in hospitals? The clear plastic tube that delivers fluids slowly and precisely into a patient at a controlled rate? That exact same piece of equipment works brilliantly as a plant watering system, and here is why. It beats every DIY method on this list for precision and control. A medical IV drip set already contains everything you need built into one piece of equipment. It has a spike at the top that inserts into a fluid bag or bottle. It has a long, flexible clear tube that reaches easily across a shelf or windowsill into your pot. It has a drip chamber in the middle, so you can visually count and monitor exactly how fast fluid is flowing. And most importantly, it has a flow regulator, a small roller wheel on the tube that you roll up or down to increase or decrease the flow rate to any speed you want. Here's how to set it up for your plants. Step 1. Get an IV drip set from your local pharmacy. They cost almost nothing. In most countries, they are available over the counter for a few cents to a couple of dollars. Step 2. Fill a large plastic water bottle or bag with water and hang it above your pot or place it on a shelf higher than the pot. Gravity will do the work. Step 3. Insert the spike end of the drip set into the water bottle through the cap or seal. Step 4. Run the tube down to your pot and push the needle end into the soil, burying it 3 to 4 centimeters deep so it delivers water directly to the root zone. Step 5. Open the flow regulator slowly and watch the drip chamber. Count the drops per minute. For a small pot with a thirsty plant, aim for around 10 to 15 drops per minute. For a drought-tolerant plant or larger pot that needs slow, consistent moisture, bring it right down to 3 to 5 drops per minute. One standard 1.5-liter water bottle on a slow drip setting of 5 drops per minute will last approximately 3 to 4 days. A 5-liter bottle on the same setting can last up to 10 to 14 days. And here is the real advantage over every other method. You can run one large water source to multiple pots simultaneously by splitting the tube using a simple Y connector, also available at the pharmacy. One bottle, multiple plants, all precisely controlled. Technical tip: always do a calibration run 2 days before you leave. Set the drip rate, then check the soil moisture morning and evening for 24 hours. Adjust the flow regulator until the soil stays consistently damp but never waterlogged. Once calibrated, note the regulator position and don't touch it before you leave. This method is precise, reliable, almost free, completely silent, and works for any plant and any pot size. It is the single most underused plant care hack in the gardening world. The Wick Method has been used by gardeners for decades, and it remains one of the most reliable continuous watering systems you can set up with almost no cost. Cut a length of cotton rope, an old cotton shoelace, or strips torn from an old cotton t-shirt. Natural cotton fiber works far better than synthetic materials here because it draws water through capillary action, the same physical process that pulls water up through a paper towel when you dip one corner in a glass. Push one end of the wick deep into the soil of your pot, at least halfway down into the root zone, not just resting on the surface. Then run the other end into a large container of water placed at the same height as or slightly above your pot. As the soil dries, it pulls moisture through the cotton continuously, drawing water up from the container at exactly the rate the plant needs. There is no timer, no adjustment, no monitoring required. The plant regulates its own water intake through the wick. A large 5-liter container connected this way can keep a medium pot hydrated for 7 to 10 days, depending on temperature and plant type. Technical tip: use multiple wicks for larger pots, one wick per 15 to 20 centimeters of pot diameter. A 30-centimeter pot needs at least 2 wicks to draw enough water consistently across the full root zone. Test it for a full day before leaving, and feel the soil at different points to make sure moisture is spreading evenly. For plants that naturally love consistent moisture, ferns, peace lilies, calatheas, and other tropical plants, the Tray method provides a steady supply of bottom-up hydration that mimics the humid, consistently moist conditions these plants evolved in. Fill a wide tray or saucer with a layer of pebbles, small stones, or gravel, roughly 2 to 3 centimeters deep. Pour water into the tray until it reaches just below the top of the pebble layer. The water should not touch the base of the pot directly. Then place your pot on top of the pebbles. As the water in the tray evaporates upward, it creates a zone of higher humidity directly around the plant, which reduces how fast moisture leaves through the leaves. At the same time, the soil slowly wicks water upward from the bottom through the drainage holes. This dual effect, bottom watering plus increased humidity, makes this method particularly effective for tropical plants that struggle in dry apartment air. A generously filled tray can last 3 to 5 days for most medium-sized tropical plants. For longer trips, combine this method with the Wick method to extend it further. Technical tip: never let the pot sit directly in standing water without pebbles. Roots sitting in water without airflow will rot within days. The pebble layer is essential. Water gel crystals, also called hydrogel or water retention crystals, are one of the most practical tools available to any apartment or container gardener, and they are particularly useful when you know a vacation is coming up. These small polymer crystals absorb up to 400 times their own weight in water, and then release it slowly back into the surrounding soil over days as the plant's roots draw moisture out. They act like tiny water reservoirs buried throughout the soil, providing a consistent supply of moisture from within the root zone itself, rather than from above or below. To use them, mix the crystals into your potting soil before planting, or if your plant is already potted, make small holes around the root zone with a pencil or stick, and push pre-soaked gel crystals down into the holes. Water the pot thoroughly after adding them. A single generous application of water gel crystals can extend the time between waterings by 2 to 3 times compared to plain soil. For a plant that normally needs watering every 2 days, crystals could push that out to 5 to 6 days. They are available cheaply online and in most garden supply stores, and work with almost any plant type except cacti and succulents, which prefer dry conditions between waterings. Technical tip: do not overuse crystals. Too many crystals can make soil overly wet, which suffocates roots. A small amount goes a long way. Follow the packet instructions and use sparingly for the best results. So, there you have it. 7 methods to keep your plants alive while you're on vacation. From the completely free bottle drip method, all the way to the hospital-grade IV drip set that gives you precise, calibrated control over every single drop your plant receives. Here is a quick summary to help you pick the right one for your trip. For a weekend away, the bottle drip or cotton swab method. For 3 to 5 days, the Wick method or tray method. For 5 to 7 days, the cotton swab bottle or IV drip set. For up to 2 weeks, the plastic bag greenhouse method or the IV drip set with a large water supply. For any trip length, combine water gel crystals with any other method for extra insurance. No more coming home to dead plants. No more asking favors. No more expensive automatic systems you don't need. If this video helped you, please subscribe. I post practical small space and apartment gardening tips every week that actually work in the real world. Drop a comment below and tell me which method you're going to try, or tell me how long your trip is, and I'll personally recommend the best setup for your specific situation. Thanks for watching.